Alright, so this is the lecture number 94 in our DSA series, and we are solving the problems related to recursion. So in this video, we would be solving this question, which is calculate power of x in linear time. So what is power of x and what is linear time? I would be explaining you. Let us take the example of this. So this is the example which we have been given. Let us erase it and let us try to take input again. This is what the question is. So what the question is, you would be provided two numbers. This is x, this is n. So this is x. Do not confuse in x and n. Fine. So what you have to do, you have to calculate the power of x raised to power n. So if x is 2, n is 5, then you have to calculate x raised to power n, which is 2 raised to power 5, which is 32. You have to do this using, of course, recursion. You are not allowed to use any loop, because we are learning the concept of recursion, so that you should be able to get this point using recursion. So let us see how we are going to approach it. So again, we would use our faith and expectation mechanism, and along with that, you are also provided that you should be able to solve this program in a linear time. Linear time means if you have been provided n as 5, then you are allowed to have 5 iteration. You are not allowed to 5 plus 1 iteration. You should be able to fix or figure it out or solve this problem in 5 iteration only. So this is the constraint, and let us try to solve it. So for approaching these type of problem, what was our mechanism? First of all, we have to clarify what is the expectation. Secondly, we have to clarify what is the faith we can have. Third one is meet faith and expectation. So this is our approach which we are following from very beginning. Fine. So we would be using the same again. Let us see. So expectation is, if we have been provided what 2 and 5, then what we will do, like in the what happens in the case of power. Let us say you have to calculate 2 raised to power 2, then what you have to do, you have to multiply 2 times, 2 into 2, 4. If you have to calculate 2 raised to power 3, then what you will do, you have to multiply this 2 3 times, so 2 into 2 into 2, 8. If you have to calculate 2 raised to power 4, then what you have to do, you have to multiply this 2 4 times, so 2 into 2 into 2 into 2, 16. So this is how we used to calculate the power. Fine. So our expectation is, if we have been provided these two inputs 2, 5, then what we will do, we will write like this: 2 into 2 into 2 into 2 into 2. Fine. 5 times 2. And if you were solving the same problem for this, f of 2, 4, then what you used to do, 2 into 2 into 2 into 2, 4 times. If you were solving the same problem for n is 3, so what you used to do, 2 into 2 into 2. So here, like from here, we can detect our faith mechanism. Fine. So our expectation is this: if we have been provided 2, 5, then you have to multiply 2 5 times. Fine. But our faith is, if we will pass this a smaller input with the same function, then this would return this, this would return this, the multiplication of 4 times of 2. So we have to multiply 2 5 times, and f of 2, 4 will return to us multiplication of 2 4 times. Then 4 time multiplication can be achieved in 5 time multiplication using 2 into this multiplication. That means here we are multiplying 2 4 times, and again here we are manually multiplying 2 once more. That means we are multiplying 2 5 times. and this would make you this. That means you would be able to get your answer. Fine. So I know this is not able to understand by you. Let us write some code, then we'll analyze what is the exact question and exact solution is. Let us try to name it as power and print power. So till now what we have done, so in this case we will be needing two inputs called x and n actually. So we will pass x comma n, and here we will receive x comma n. Let us suppose you have been provided this boilerplate code. So x contains 2, n contains 5. So let us see how I am going to write. First of all, you have to think about what is the power of 2, or like what is the result of this. If 2 raised to power 0, what is the result of this? If n is 0, then what is the result of any power? Like if any number is having 0 power, that means the result of this would be 0. Fine. So first of all, I am going to write this condition. So if n is 0, means if power for which we are calculating is 0, then we just have to return the 1 as the answer. Fine. Another thing, if n is 1, if let us say if we were calculating for this, if 2 raised to power 1, so what is the result for this? 2. If 4 raised to power 1 is 4, 10 raised to power 1 is 10, means if n is 1, then the number for which we are calculating power would be answer. Fine. So else if n is equal to 1, in that case return not n, neither 1, return x. Fine. Now, so this is our base condition. I hope you are able to get or analyze why we need this and how we are able to write the base condition. Look at here very carefully. We are having two base conditions here because we would be needing two different outputs in base condition. Because let us say you were passed n is 0, calculate 2 raised to power 0. So in that case you have to return 1. And if you have been asked to calculate the power of 2 raised to power 1, so in that case you should return 2. So that is why we need two base condition. So look at very carefully what I am writing. First of all, I will take the result of previous, or the, like my motive is I want to calculate 2 raised to power 5. So what I have to do, I have to do this 2 into 2 into 2 into 2 into 2. But my faith is this would be done with 2 comma 4. So what I will do, I will take this result into multiplication with power of x raised to power n minus 1. So what it will do, I have faith that this method, this power method will return this output. So if this will return this output, then just multiply my x into this result and then return this result. That means I would be able to get my answer. So I would use the same logic. So result x into this, the result, multiplication result, and then finally return your result. So our code is done, and let us try to run it, and then we'll see whether we do have any compilation error or not. So input is initially 2 raised to power 4, so we should be able to get 16. We are getting 16, but I think there is a mistake with this. Expected output was also 16. I think it is showing wrong answer due to we are changing the line. Let us see whether it is showing the error in that case also or not. Still it is showing the wrong answer, but do not go on that part. There might be some issue in this compiler. I am going to fix it also, and we'll see what is the exact issue in this code is. But we are getting our output correct. That means let us run it for 2 raised to power 5 also. So as you can see, we are getting success at 2 raised to power 5 is 32. Let us analyze this code now. whether we are going to get our output or not. So take it here. Fine. And I'm going to raise it, because we have already understand that what is faith and what is expectation from us. So let us stay on there. So this is power, and x contains 2, n contains 5. Fine, because in that case we were able to get 32. This is x, this is n. So n is not 0, neither n is 1. So we would pass this condition. We would not stuck in this condition initially. Now we are making the call again onto the same method with x. X is same but with smaller n. So this is stack. Stack mechanism is very important in case of recursion. If you are not able to understand the stack mechanism, then you are not going to understand the stack. So if you are facing any difficulty understanding the stack, then you should watch my first video of recursion. Fine, because in that I have explained everything about the stack in case of function mechanism. Fine. So initially power contains, let us call it as p 2, 5. Fine. So this is passed, and it has made again call for 2, 4. So p of 2, 4. Now n is 4. So this would not again match. So again we are calling p of 2, 3. Again it is not matching. Again we will make call p of 2, 2. Again n is neither 0 neither 1. Again we would make call p of 2, 1. Now n is 1. If n is 1, then in that case what we have to return? We just have to return x. What is the value of x? This is x, this is n. So this is x, this is n in each row, in each call. Fine. So this is x, this is n. So x is 2, so it would return x. So p of 2, 1 would return x to here. So this variable contains x. X is what? 2. So this contains 2. At this point of time, because this method will return x here, so it will return here. So once any method return anything, that means that method will be popped out from the stack, and the control will move to the previous method from where that method was called. So now we are on p of 2, 2. So this method receive 2 as the answer. So like this variable contains 2. At this point of time, what is the value of x? X is also 2. So 2 into 2 is 4. And 4 will be stored into this result. And this result would be returned. So this p of 2, 2 would be returned 4 to its parent method from where it was called. Fine. So if it is returning 4 to p, 3, that means again it will come here. Again it will come here. Now it has returned 4 to this variable. Now in that case, what is the value of x? X is 2. So 2, this 4. This would be 8. Fine. So 8 would be stored into this result and 8 would be returned. So this method will return 8 to here. Now we are on to 2, 4. N is 4 here. So this method return 8. So now this contains 8. X is what? X is 2. X is not changing x is not changing at any point. So 2 into 8, 16. So 16 would be stored into this, and this would be written from here. So this will return 16. So now this method got 16. Now we are on p2, 5. This returns 16 into this multiplication variable, and at this point of time, what is the value of x? 2. So 2 into 16 would be 32. 32 would be stored into this result and 32 would be returned. So this will return 32 as the answer. So that is why it is working, and I hope I was able to explain you the concept of power of 2 raised to the power of 5 in linear time. So let's meet in the next video. Thank you.